Hi, my name is Don Scott, and I lead new and emerging vendor strategy for our Advanced Solutions division here in the U.S. Thank you for the opportunity to spend some time with you this week during our Virtual One event. Today, I'm going to talk to you about some exciting changes that we're making to our emerging vendor support organization, and I'm also going to talk a little bit about some of the cool new vendors that we've brought on board recently. But before I do either of those things, I do want to share with you a little bit of our history supporting emerging vendors so you have context for why we're so excited about the changes that we're making. Going back to 2012, that was when we decided to make a strategic decision to put a framework around how we identify and onboard new and emerging vendors. That included a methodology for how we identify the vendors, including are they channel friendly and ready to work with us and our channel partners. And it also, of course, included a look at their technology to ensure that it had current and future growth potential. We called that program EVI, or the Emerging Vendor Initiative. And while it was a pilot program at the time, I'm talking about it 8.5 years later, so we must have had some success with it. In fact, we've done over $2 billion in sales with our channel partners and the vendors that we've brought on board over the last 8+ years. And those were with vendors that weren't necessarily household names when we first partnered with them. Vendors like Veeam and Acronis, Mellanox. We brought on Nimble Storage years before they became an important part of the HPE portfolio of solutions. And from a cybersecurity standpoint, vendors like Proofpoint and Tenable, again, weren't well known when we first partnered with them, but today are very, very important parts of our resellers' security focus. So, 8+ years, $2 billion. Why would we want to change anything? I'm going to get to that in a moment. Next, I want to talk about ProMark, a company that we acquired back in 2012, shortly after we started EVI. For those of you that are familiar with ProMark, you know the reasons why we acquired them. First, they are extremely strong in the public sector space, and we saw ways that they could bring almost immediate value to our public sector focused partners. But alongside that, they were also highly adept at identifying and onboarding new and emerging data center focused vendors. And the history that we've had with ProMark since we've acquired them bears that out. Think about Nutanix as a new and emerging vendor. It's hard to do because they're so important to many of our channel partners today. Or a company like Rubrik, which only a few years ago was relatively unknown in the channel, and today is one of the fastest growing backup and recovery solutions that we sell. Which brings me to the exciting news that I wanted to share with you today. We're taking our Emerging Vendor Initiative team and we're combining it with the commercial go-to-market team at ProMark to create an entirely new business unit at Ingram Micro. We're calling it our Emerging Business Group, and we're going to be 100% focused on identifying and onboarding new and emerging vendors, but with a much stronger channel engagement team and enablement team to help you be successful. I do want to clarify one thing before we get into it, though. ProMark as an organization is not going anywhere. For those of you that work in our public sector space and rely on ProMark for assistance, they're going to be there to continue to help you grow your business. They're going to be a part of our larger public sector organization. The brand ProMark is going to continue to exist. And again, all the folks that you're accustomed to working with will remain there. In fact, all the folks on the emerging vendor side of ProMark will also continue to be here to support you. They'll just be underneath our emerging business group as a new resource. The vision for the emerging business group is that we will be recognized as a leading destination and route to market for new and emerging technology vendors. And our mission is to provide new revenue streams from our partners from exciting new technologies, capitalizing on the latest market trends, solutions, and channel alliances. So what's going to be special about EBG? It's going to be our people and our focus. As I mentioned, we're combining two teams that have many years experience supporting emerging vendors and bringing them to our channel partners. Within our business unit today, we're going to have a much stronger field organization led by Pete Vardabedian. These are both territory reps and nationally focused associates that are going to work with our sales organization and directly with our partners to understand where your business is today and how emerging vendors can help you accelerate towards growth tomorrow. With that, we're going to have a transactional support organization led by Bob Plant that's going to be there to help support your quote-to-order process, help you manage pipeline, and help you stay connected with the vendor partners that we've brought on board. Behind the curtain, we have a much stronger vendor and category management team. We're out there looking for those new vendor opportunities. We're meeting with those partners. We're trying to understand what their channel strategy is, and where it makes sense to do so, we're going to bring them on board and help you understand how they can make you successful. We have, as I mentioned, a vendor management team within that are working directly with our vendor partners to ensure that their strategy aligns to ours, which should align to yours. We have a dedicated marketing team. And then again, with that 100% focus on emerging vendors, we're not distracted by other things. The one thing we care about is helping to bring these emerging vendors to you, but only where it makes sense to do so, and only in instances where it can truly help you be successful. So that was the exciting news I wanted to share with you about our new emerging business group. Hopefully, we'll be working together for years to come to help you identify and onboard new and emerging technologies to help you grow your business. And speaking of that, I also want to share with you some of the cool new vendors that we've onboarded recently that are going to help you grow your business in Q4 and well into 2021 and beyond. Since I don't have a lot of time left, I'm just going to give you a quick glimpse of some of the emerging vendors that we brought onto the cybersecurity side of our business. I'm going to start with iBoss, which does a form of cloud security called Secure Access Service Edge, and is a great solution for any of your end customers that are contending with the challenges of dealing with remote workers. We've also onboarded recently a vendor called Gigamon, which some of you may be familiar with, that does network visibility and analytics solutions. We see a lot of growth opportunity with Gigamon, especially as we get into 2021 and beyond. Another smaller vendor, but one with tremendous growth opportunity, is Atacama. They do a secure file encryption solution that leverages multi-factor authentication. It's a fairly straightforward solution. If you see their 5-minute demo, I think you'll be wanting to know more. Another vendor that we onboarded back in Q1 of this year is Simulate. They do automated breach and attack simulation. When you think about it, this is a great way for you to show value to your end customer by helping them identify where they have security vulnerabilities. And once you do that, you have an opportunity to sell them more services and solutions to plug those gaps. Bitdefender is a sponsor of Ingram Micro One this year, and they've been a partner of ours within our emerging business group for the last 3 years, and we're continuing to see exponential growth with them with a broad suite of security solutions. And lastly, on the cybersecurity front, I want to talk about Scout. Scout was a managed security services vendor that was brought to us by our SMB Alliance partners. And why they did that is that a lot of managed security services are really tiered towards the mid-market and enterprise. What Scout does is provide managed security services that are aimed right at the S in the SMB space. So if you're looking for ways to add managed security services without making the major investments on your own, I strongly encourage you to look at Scout. We're really excited about what they're going to do for us with our SMB partners as we get into next year. On the data center and hybrid cloud side, we also have some exciting new vendors to talk about. Vendors like Actifio that does a data virtualization solution that can be leveraged for a variety of different use cases. We're also happy and excited to be partnering with Zadara, which does storage as a service. Morpheus, which is a unified hybrid cloud management platform that can help tie together and simplify the management of on-prem, off-prem, public and private clouds. We're also working with Sixtera, a relatively widely known colocation and internet company that's excited to be working directly through Ingram Micro to work with our channel partners. And Scale Computing is still a company that we're excited to be talking about. They've been a partner of ours going back to before we acquired ProMark, but they continue to be innovating in the hyperconverged space and moving out to the edge and providing solutions there. So again, I wish I had more time to get in the weeds on some of the vendors I just talked about because we're super excited about all these partnerships. If you had a question about any one of them, please reach out to us at emerging-questions@ingrammicro.com. We can get you connected with the vendor. We can share more information from a sales or technical perspective. And we want to listen to you and learn about where you're focused today and how we can help you grow your business tomorrow. Thank you for spending time with me today and learning about our new emerging business group. Even though we've been at this for 8+ years, we're just getting started.